Hello, everyone. Welcome to Following Funky, a podcast following this particularly weird green man as he goes and explores the wonders of Germany and possibly Europe. As of right now, it is the 1st of September, so I just arrived. Uh, Honestly, I arrived in my hotel room about half an hour ago. So I'm thinking of definitely sleeping as soon as I finish this podcast. This episode. Today, I think just to start things off is I'm just gonna talk about some of the things I noticed about Germany and its ability, it's customs actually in Germany. By the way, I have not. Okay, here's another thing I should just get into. I have not gotten a wink of sleep yet. It has been about almost 24 hours since I've had any solid sleep. So my continuity and the ability to keep a thought it going maybe as little as none. I'm gonna try my best to really do this first episode. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I'm just gonna keep going until I really want to just sleep. So to start off, I think I found Germany very fascinating the moment I arrived into the airport. It had a very different feel from any other airport I've had before. UK, like even in the UK, even in US, even in Canada, of course, but it had its own feel. It was something I couldn't put my finger on, but it was really interesting. I think the next big thing I noticed was the fact that they had their own their process, their how they systematically move passengers between flights or set them like customs, security, all that is very different from Canada. Unlike Canada, where you line up, you line up and all that. And if you they notice something or they realize that something might be off, they check you with just like the minimal. Europe, they okay. I For me, for example, I went through the little scanner, which by the way, I had to make this weird T pose. No, I'm not even kidding. They there was a shape that you would have to go in, and it showed the outline of what you had to look like, and you had to stay there for like 5 seconds. And then afterwards, I went up to one of the security men, and he said, "Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick pat down." And he did the most thorough pat down I've ever had. I mean, it was probably my first one, but still, it was. I was like, "Whoa." I was not expecting it. But oh, that's also another thing. Well, okay. The pat down was very thorough, and it was definitely something like I guess they just are so used to the fact that criminals can do cuz I think air travel is not just like a super bougie or exquisite thing to experience every so often. Like, it's people's livelihoods. It's in for, I guess, the Americans, it's the equivalent of taking a city bus, subway, or a train. Except, it's an airplane. But it has the it I got the same mentality that they see people more, like it's more like because people use it more of a daily basis all the time. They're gonna be I feel like the chances of people doing more illegal shit is so much more higher. Oh yeah, that was another thing. My the but They called it an air. No, it wasn't called Airbus. I forget what it's called. I think it was like air taxi or something. It's an airplane. It's an airplane. The size of actually it was actually quite a decent sized uh plane. But what I found so fascinating was the fact that they also had Okay, so I live in Toronto, Ontario, or used to, so I have a good idea on the their transit system. And I kid you not, I think they had just as many airplanes, small, very small airplanes just to carry a bunch of people, just as many of those as they did buses. So I was very thoroughly impressed with that. Um it was very much a surprising thing to witness. I also recorded a bunch of shit, so I'm thinking of also merging that together and sending that off to you guys so you guys get a little something to appreciate. So I'm not the only one who experienced the stuff I did. Let's see. What was another thing that really stood out with me? Well, the DOI. You go to a country that isn't primary German, English speakers. You're not gonna get a lot of There are not a lot of English speakers, and the people who do speak English, you gotta like make sure you gotta really be thorough about it. You gotta say, "Hey, English," which I did not know because I was going through security the second, because you have to go through security twice, and second time I went through and all that, and the guy just kept talking to me, like the security guy's like, "Tell me instructions in German." I didn't know German. I don't know German. I'm going to learn German, but it's going to take me some time. So he's telling me, I'm like, and he's like, English, and I said sorry, excuse me, and then he said, English or Dutch, and I said English. He's like, okay, you need to say English. That way I can talk to you and you can get through this quicker. Now I know if I want to go up to someone and they start talking to me, I gotta say, hey, English. Yeah, it was definitely intimidating. Oh, I gotta say, the dudes, you know how you go into Canadian slash American border, like through a car. I mean airports too, actually, and you get those really really intimidating looking motherfuckers that are soldiers or not soldiers, just security. Yeah, these guys in Europe look so much more intimidating. I was very yeah, it was not one of those things you don't wanna mess with. I mean, you never mess with a Canadian or US they're not called Coast Guards, but like there's security at airports. Like people at security at airports, those guys seem so intimidating. It's not even funny. It was not fun, but these guys look so much more intense. I don't know why. Maybe it's just their demeanor, maybe it's just their style, but something about them really made me more imitated than the average Joe security person. All right, what happened afterwards? So I got that. I walked. Oh yeah, and I guess one other really interesting thing is that they also use buses to get you from the airport, like on the second flight in Frankfurt. Their system to get people going, because I think, like I said, it's their way to get to their jobs. Basically, is what I imagine it being. Sorry, and to get to these planes, be you need to actually go on a bus first because you need to get on the ground level and travel a long distance because there's a specific area for these little planes to be in. Not nearly not nearly as flashy or showy, but it's where they are because I think they're just too small to be part of the grand fleet that you always see that are attached to the main building and whatnot, that kind of deal. So that was also kind of interesting to see like how, because it to me it almost felt like I was taking a bus. Oh shit! I'm gonna be. I'm feeling so hard right now. Like as I'm talking, my eyes are closed. Anyway, it felt like I was taking a bus to the subway, but for most people it was the bus to the air flight, which is pretty fucking cool in my opinion. Just and you know the when you look out the window, it's so pretty. I guess for the little cruisers because they can't go as high, but it had at the peak, it was so fucking beautiful. Oh my god, I just opened my eyes and I'm so like, whoa. I think I was like, yo, oh my god. Okay, I think I was actually like dozing off as I was talking, and I feel like I got off track. I don't think I did because I was talking about you get some really gorgeous sights, um, with like when you're on the plane. It's really gorgeous. Like I have a few images again. You guys can go check that out on on my Discord. I don't know where I'm gonna let you know what the link is, but you'll find out eventually somehow. Anyway, um, once that happens, I arrive. And the moment I arrive in Dresden, it goes from hot to cool. Like it hit me like fall weather. Like I felt like when I closed my eyes and let the breeze hit me, it felt like it was late October, early November. Like it was nice and I enjoy that. That is like my outdoor weather for me. I enjoy a nice cool breeze to like it definitely woke me up. There's no way in hell I was going to be uh staying up through the whole 24 hours and I guess is now definitely almost I think we're almost at the I think I'm we're almost at the up I've been up 24 hours. But the nice cold fall breeze definitely made things so much more appealing to me here. I don't know why. Fall is a vibe for me, and I absolutely enjoy it every time. Is it No, it is. It's 100% is. I was about to say something so stupid like is it though? You know, like completely contradict myself. It's like, why? Why would you do that? I think once that happened, again, not a lot of people speak English. I one of the things I guess you'll eventually start hearing from me is that I'm learning German more and more. The fact that I could be, well, not a fluent speaker, but, you know, decent enough to maybe consider it a second language, you know? That'll be nice. I would enjoy if I could speak two languages because back when I was a kid, in Canada, it is mandatory to do French up until grade 10. At that point, it was optional. And when that was optional, it, yeah, I immediately chose no. No, thank you. I definitely kept I definitely enjoyed my, time not doing it. Anyway, the point of that was that I don't really have a second language. The closest I have is French, and the only saying I have, which by the way, my sister keeps thinking it's an Italian tone, um, is je ne parle pas en français. Uh, je ne parle pas en français. Yeah, no, I said that right. Which is I don't speak French. Which I guess I should probably learn the phrase for I don't speak German for the first like month or so. Just cuz it definitely would come in handy cuz I've already been cuz every person fuck me. Every person that I've bumped into, interacted with Germany, starting with Frankfurt and now here, um, they have broken English, which understandable, but it's tough understanding them, and I can obviously imagine how tough, like for the people who can't even speak it at all, how tough it is just to deal with someone who's foreign staying in your country and doesn't even speak your goddamn language. I mean, that sounds frustrating. Very frustrating. I can imagine, well, specifically for the people that I've interacted with. I mean, there's probably a lot of other people who don't know the German language and still has come here, but I feel like they could have a better grip on it. I don't know. Just the people I definitely tried talking to did not end well. I had it was embarrassing. For example, oh yeah, so I get off and I get into a taxi. On my way, he points to something like a meadow next to the big river that splits Dresden in two. He tells me something. I couldn't make out from his accent. I could not make out what he said, and I was like, shit. And I tried recovering. My worst scenario is that I keep trying to cover, like, rescue the conversation. Ugh, no. I think I had one luck with someone stranger, but funny thing is she is Canadian. I think she might be Canadian. She might not be Canadian. She could be just, part of the Air Canada company. But point is, I lost my point. I'm just gonna move on. Uh, anyway, German. After I got to the hotel, I find out that it's not available, and the only time it will be available is 3 o'clock. Now, at the time that I found this out, it was already 12 for me, so I had about 3 hours to kill time, figure out what the fuck I'm doing, and where am I, where are all the locations I need, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, it just wow, what was I saying again? Man, I tell you, when you close your eyes and you let like your mind doze off, you lose track of what the hell you're talking about. I'm trying to stay awake, and I really am. And I think my dialogue is kind of working, but still. Uh yeah, so I have no so basically I'm homeless for about 3 hours. So I have time to kill. So I get their like they're not disposable maps, but those tourist maps that have like two sides, one of the whole city and one of like the hotspot. Which thankfully I'm near one, but the next thing I do is afterwards, after you know figuring out where I am and having a map and all that, and still having no room, by the way, I go out and I go to the school that I will be attending in the near future. I think in the sixth. I still need to figure this out. Man, even after all that packing and shit, still. Oh my god, sorry. I don't know how long I just kind of closed my eyes there. I Dude, being tired really fucks with you. Like, I was on while I was walking and exploring and all that, figuring out my layout, I definitely felt uh more emotion when it was what? Wait, what the fuck? Oh my god. Okay. Um what the fuck was I going on about? I can't remember. I think I just complete Jesus Christ. All right. Well, anyway, no, I gotta finish the story before I wrap up because that'll just be really jerkish to you guys. So I arrive, I'm homeless. I figure out where my school is, which isn't that far away from my current hotel. However, when I move into the actual place I'll be staying in for the 4 months, it's a lot longer of both a drive and a walk. So I'm gonna need to figure out the bus lines and all that. So I'll figure that out eventually. And then after that, after visiting the Palooka Shula, I then just walked around, try to kill time. And when you really want time to pass, it never fucking works at all. No matter what you do, it just doesn't. Ugh, it's so annoying. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying when you intentionally try to pass the time, and it goes ultra slow. Like what felt like an hour to me trying to get to figuring out the map and going to Palooka and all that only felt like I only felt about half an hour at most, if not even little, or depending on when I actually went out and scoured. But it was not fun. Anyway, yeah. So good news though, since I'm recording, it obviously means I got a room, which is the case. I don't know when I'll do the next podcast. Frankly, I'm afraid it's childish right now, but it's kind of funny that, first time I have to double check what the hell I was going on about, and make the edits and all that so I can listen to myself and shit. But yeah, I'll probably do another one. I don't know when. I hope like every week, maybe. I don't know. Every week seems like a good idea because then there's like 16 logs of that shit. And that'll be fun. That sounds like fun. Even though it might be a rough start. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll post it, figure it out. But, yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Phone
I'm just digging the scene while he digging on me. On the way back to Queens, move back leather seats. Munchies, let's grab some meats. On the run like two thieves. Time to kill a night young. Love just moving, I leave. As if I was cast to play your misses in the story like a period plays the end of sentences. This ain't the end, this the genesis. Appreciate you, honorable mention, dedication. Let the music make it.
Move with the grooves, move like that. Move with the grooves, move like that. And now we move with the grooves, move like that. Move with the grooves, move like that. And now we move with the grooves, move like that. Move with the grooves, move like that. And now we move with the grooves, move like that. Move with the grooves, move like that. And now we
might need to take a breather. Mint condition, love, you send me swinging. You don't want to stop me neither. Still move staccato, frame to frame. After the tune speed up, closing in tonight's the night. It's the lead up. I could let you push my buttons. I pull your levers, and you so potent when you gone. A strong impression still lingers in a string of thoughts. Always bring me back. He's a trap. You can find me residing in his lap, ready to bounce with you like we personal struts and slingshot to a locale where we can slow it down. Deep stairs, no crowds. I'll be down to work it out. Have your people get at my people. Gone too long, I fiend you, and I'm on one right now. Blame the moonlight and the chiba. Blame how good I'm feeling. Just like music, we do it. Softly lean into it. Entwine like a lotus vine. Read in your mind. I wouldn't mind if you
move with the grooves, move like that. Move